Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today we are once again talking about the Johan De Witt. But this time not so much about the De Witt herself, but about, of course, the random bundles that she's currently available in. Now, once again, up here at the front of the video, I'll say this. Do not buy these random bundles. These ships will be available to grind for completely free in a couple of months. Once the event ends and the full line is released, everyone can get these ships for completely for free. There's no need to spend money on this ship right now. The ship has proven to be a pretty decent ship in my mind over the, well, not the past weekend, I was on vacation the past weekend, but over the quite a few days that I've played her, she's a pretty decent ship, but she's certainly not worth the amount of money you have to fork over, it seems, to get her right now, which is quite a bit of money. So, if you don't know, the way these random bundles work is that you have, according to Wargaming, a 1 in 72 chance to pick up this ship in one of these random bundles. So, starting from the beginning, you have the first bundle in a series of bundles that are, again, according to Wargaming, randomly generated to where there's things like special signal flags in them, special camos, this, that, and the other in these bundles. And if you don't get the De Witt, you will get something that's potentially worth the price point of the bundles, which is 1,000 doubloons. So, as you go through these bundles, the way that it's supposed to work is that, of course, with each bundle that you purchase, your chance of getting the ship goes up a little bit, because you have 72 bundles to go through at the start of this chain of bundles. So, as you go through this, you're earning Dutch tokens, a couple of special signal flags, camos, so forth and so on. And eventually, you will get to the De Witt, be it on bundle 5, be it on bundle 34, be it on bundle 72. But if you throw enough money at this, you will get the ship, which is, of course, the allure of these bundles. And, of course, the second whoever it is going through these bundles gets the ship, you're going to stop buying the bundles. Of course, that's what I did. I went through 34 bundles to get to this ship to review for you guys. And along the way, I mean, I've got decent stuff. Unfortunately, these bundles are not as generous as previous event bundles. I mean, I think the Minnesota ones, they were giving out coal, a lot more signal flags than what we're getting now. You're getting like 2 signal flags and two of them each. So you're getting like 4 total special signal flags per bundle. I think even the Schultz bundles were even better than this. But for these, it's just camouflage, Dutch tokens, 4 signal flags. That's it. So not a lot there. And then, of course, the Witt. And of course, there were a couple of bundles that had like the Spring Sky camo and the Mosaic camo in there. Again, not a lot of those camos either, but they were in there, and they are, of course, some of the best camos in the game, especially for grinding. So that's how this event works. So this event goes live on Wednesday, on patch day, and I'm leaving for vacation on Friday. So 2 days after it goes live. So I get the ship, do the review video. I'm busy making videos because I need to make enough videos to cover the gap that I'll be gone on my vacation. Friday gets here, I'm gone. I'm driving up to Arkansas to go hike and stuff, and on the way there, stop at a gas station, one of the last places where I'm going to have phone service. And I see on the subreddit people are already complaining about the random bundles, saying that they're rigged, this, that, and the other, and that, you know, they're having to go all the way up to 71, 72, 60 to get their De Witt. And I'm thinking back to the previous bundles that I've done. I'm like, well, Minnesota, I think I went up to like the 50s, which was a lot. And then for the Schultz, I got it on number 5. Then for the De Witt, I got to 34. And I'm thinking just on the fly when I'm at this gas station, okay, let's throw up a poll on the channel and see just how people are faring this time around. So I did that and left it up over the duration of my vacation. Now on Monday, when I'm recording this, it's been up for 3 days. Got a fair amount of votes too. Got shared by iChase and IRL Gray. Pretty cool. Thank you guys for sharing that. Definitely help extend the reach, which makes this an even better poll. The more people involved in it, makes it, of course, better. Now, the thing is, YouTube's polling system is kind of not ideal but sitting at a gas station in South Arkansas is the best I could do at the moment. So the way this works is that you can only have 5 options for a YouTube poll, and 72 don't divide by 5 real well. And ideally I would want to do this by 10, so like 1 to 10, 11 to 20, so forth and so on, but I couldn't, so it looks a little funky at first. So the first option was 1 to 20, then 21 to 40, 41 to 50, and 51 to 61, then 62 to 72. So right away, the first one, which is 1 to 20, of course this one is going to do better than most of them because there's 20 in this option. Again, with 5 option slots on the YouTube polls, that's what I had to do. So anyway, in the 1 to 20 category, 21% of players received their Johan De Witt. Makes sense. Again, you got 20 spaces in this one slot, and I expected that. Okay. 21 to 40, 7% of players got their Johan De Witt. Okay. 41 to 50, 9% of players got their Johan De Witt. Bit of an increase from 21 to 40, and that should make sense because, well, after the 36th container, your odds should have essentially doubled because you've removed half of the containers from your path. However, by now too, you've spent 36,000 doubloons. Yeah, that's a bit of money. So an increase here is, of course, expected. 51 to 61, 6% of players received their Johan De Witt. All right, that number should have gone up from probably at least to like 12 or 15% by now. And then here's the kicker. 62 to 72, 58% of players received their Johan De Witt. As of me recording this, 1,200 people have taken this poll. That's roughly 696 people had to go to at least 62 bundles. That is a lot of doubloons. At least 62,000 doubloons. I did the math, and just going from 62, that's $1.6 million worth of doubloons for a Techline Tier 9 cruiser that will be free to grind for everybody in 2 months. Now, there are a couple of caveats here. So, YouTube doesn't have a see options button because that's too convenient and Susan doesn't want that. So, a couple of players commented that they had clicked the last option because they wanted to see options, which of course adds to the poll. And I added a pinned message down here in the comments because, of course, when there's not something in a YouTube video or something, people will go to the comments to complain about it. So I added this pinned message down here. If you select the last option to see results, please comment so I can remove a vote from the tally, or select an option to see the results, then click again to remove your vote. Yeah, you can do that. That's weird. There's not a see options option. But if you click on an option in a poll on YouTube, it'll show you the results, but then you can click that option again to remove your vote from the tally. It's weird. I don't know. I guess YouTube thinks it works, but then this could happen. But anyway, so I went through all the replies to that comment, counted all of them up, went through the rest of the comments, counted up all the comments that said that they had clicked, this result to see option, this result to see option, or anyone that complained about there not being a see results option. I just threw that in there too. Then I doubled it, so that brings the number down from 696 to 658, and I could probably even triple it, and that 62 to 72 category would still be far ahead of the other categories. Now, of course, too, there's no verification on this. I didn't have people send in screenshots of their bundle screen because, again, I'm doing this from a gas station in Arkansas. Maybe this many people did just click the last option to see results and didn't comment about it. I don't know. There's no way to tell. But I'd like to think that, for the most part, this is generally a pretty good idea of how it's gone for most other players. And looking at what's been said on the forums, on Reddit, and other YouTube comment section, it does appear to be that this is what's happening. More and more players are having to go to that last bundle or those last 10 bundles to get their Johan De Witt if they want to get it early. Now, 1.2 thousand votes, is that a lot of votes? Well, For the North American player base, that's a decent chunk of the players that are on at any given moment. If you hop on the weekend in like the afternoon, there might be 14,000 players on at any given time. Now, back at the height of like lockdown and stuff, there was like 24,000 players on North America, which was freaking mental. But if you go on the weekday, 10,000, 12,000 players. So it's roughly a tenth of the North American player base, which is where most of my subscribers are from. Got a good chunk of the Europeans in there as well, so I'm sure there is a decent bit of course, Europe and Asia and other regions in here too. But it's a pretty decent chunk in my mind. And given that a lot of national polls actually have less responses than this and news companies run with them, I think this is a pretty decent sample size of the player base. So, are the De Witt bundles a scam? Yeah, it appears to be. And in my honest opinion, they're pretty scammy from the get-go, just getting you to pay money for early access to a Techline ship that's going to be free. Now, of course, they aren't really withholding anything from you because, again, these ships are going to be free to grind within a couple of months. So, is that really a scam in the first place? No, you're paying for early access. However, if this poll is anywhere near accurate, there appears to be some unfair play going on here. And in the future, Wargaming should definitely publish the chances of these bundles dropping the early access ships. That way, people can see their chances and know, okay, I've got a 2% chance of getting it. I've got a 4% chance. I got a 5% chance. And people will still spend money to get these ships because whale's going to whale. I mean, that's the simple truth. People with money that want to spend it are going to spend it. Doesn't matter how rare a ship is. I mean, I've talked about this beforehand. I know people that drop 3 digits, 4 digits to get the Missouri every time the Santa containers come around. They don't get it. They still do the same thing next year because they want that one ship. And I mean, game's free to play. Someone's got to pay to keep the lights on, and it's not a bad thing that these guys are doing it. But I mean, like, that Wargaming is going to this length to try and squeeze this much money out of players for a Techline ship when there's already people that drop insane amounts of money on this game for premium ships. Now Wargaming apparently thinks that's not enough, and they gotta do this with this Techline ship. Like I said earlier, guys, if the players, the 658 players that voted for the last option, if they really spent that much money just to the 60-second container, that's $1.6 million for Wargaming. Just going to the 60-second container. I didn't do it as if they went to the 70-second container, which would be even more money for Wargaming on a Techline ship that's free to grind. It's clear why they would want to do it. And again, if they want to avoid this in the future, publish the real chances. Let people know what they're getting into. And I'm not upset at the players dropping this amount of money to get the ship early. It's your money. You do what you want with it. But I do think it's good practice for a company to let people know exactly what they're getting into. And if it's really a 1 in 70-second chance, this poll shouldn't look like this. Unless, again, that many players wanted to see the results of the polls and didn't click again to remove their vote or comment that they voted on the last option, which, again, I'd like to think people can do that. But, again, if you go around, look at forums, Reddit, other YouTubers, comment sections, it's all the same thing there. People complain that they spent $30, $40, $50, 50 bundles, 60 bundles, and they didn't get the ship. So it does seem that this go round, it is weighted to go all the way to the end. And that's my thoughts on that. Again, don't spend money on these early access events, be it this one, the next one, whatever. Doesn't matter what ship it is. It's going to be free to grind. You can wait a couple of months. You can wait 10 weeks for the next patch, or the next 2 patches to go by and to get these ships. So, guys, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday. I hope to catch you guys in the next one.